This is not a drill. General Motors has built a 670 horsepower, 8,600 RPM, mid-engine monster with all of the trimmings of European prestige for less than the cost of a base model Porsche 911. If you've got around $100,000 burning a hole in your pocket, for God's sake, put your name down for a 2023 Chevy Corvette Z06. There is no replacement, electric or otherwise, for this kind of car. It grips, accelerates, and brakes like nothing I've ever driven. I didn't have as much seat time as I might have liked, just a few hours, but I can tell you that this is probably the moment a lot of exotic European automakers have been fearing for a long time. All the huge changes that came with the 8th generation Corvette no longer feel like they were done primarily to make the regular Stingray better. It feels like they all happened to make this Z06 impossible to touch. Is this a supercar? Yes, it is. It's also a wholesale defining moment for the enthusiast car. Meeting its purpose. As a driving experience, I can only put this one way. If you buy a Z06 with no intention of driving it on a circuit, stop it. Get some help. This thing has cartoonish capabilities once it leaves public roads. The street is where you meet the Z06. The track is where the Z06 meets its purpose. Once I had this thing out on Pittsburgh International Raceway, the Corvette going mid-engine suddenly made perfect sense, as did ditching the stick shift of the C7 for a dual-clutch automatic transmission. The Z06 is no longer just a high-performance trim of America's sports car. The Z06 is America's supercar. I don't think you should even call it a Corvette anymore. The regular Stingray's cross-plane LT2 almost felt out of place in the platform once I drove a Z06. This is not a pedestrian pushrod party piece anymore, not even close. Funnily enough, the Z06's Alt6, despite being an amazing power plant and key to the whole operation, is only a small part of the picture. GM 5.5-liter flat plane bait produces 670 HP at 8,400 RPM and is able to press occupants deep into their seats anywhere above 4,000, doling out all the usable power I could ask for. This is not a peaky engine. Performance traction management is also key in using all of the available punch. It's the only traction control system I've used that doesn't feel like it's cutting power to keep me safe. The Z06 always felt like it was desperately, relentlessly trying to put everything it could to the ground. Unflappably good. The Alt6 began to fade into the background on the track, though I could brake later than I ever thought possible, tackle road surface imperfections I thought would surely disturb the car, but never did, and maintain grip even through the tightest of corners at incredible speeds. Everything else is also so good. One particular imperfection on the track was a bump on the crest of a high-speed blind corner coming over a hill. The first time around, I let off the throttle a hair, and it was fine, a little more than fine. Surely. After that, I was flat out every single time. The thing just didn't care. Curves, crest, heaves, the suspension chewed them up and spat them out. Z06 plus moments later, however, it was topped by the Z07 package car that I got in a ride-in with Le Mans champion Oliver Gavin at the wheel. It was probably 20 to 30% better than the base Z06. The Z07 pack adds carbon brakes, tighter suspension, Michelin Pilot Cup 2 RZP tires, and an extra $8,995 to the invoice. On the track, it's honestly worth every penny. Going for this package also opens up the option of $9,995 carbon fiber wheels as well as $8,495 worth of extra wings and carbon aero bits. Prepare to pony up even more cash if you like visible carbon fiber over carbon flash paint. The carbon wheels shed a non-insignificant 41 pounds of unsprung mass, while the additional aero more than doubles the amount of downforce at 186 mph. To be fair, these make a big difference, but I'm not sure the wheels or the wings are worth paying to the tune of $20,000 for, especially considering how good the regular Z06 already is. Street bet. That's not saying it isn't enjoyable, though, because it is thrilling. I actually drove it on the road first and loved it. The Alt6 sounds as irresistible on the road as it does on the track, and the impeccably precise and communicative steering can be enjoyed just fine. The ride is definitely more suited to the track but still acceptable on normal roads. It's sprung very tight, don't get me wrong, but magnetic ride control 4.0 makes it more than bearable on the street, even in its track setting. Potholes, frost heaves, and more are never harsh impacts. Even the stronger and more capable DCT in the Z06 with its lightning-fast shifts, seamless starts and stops, and a mind-reading automatic mode is well behaved on the street, just like its closely related sibling in the Stingray. Great value. It fills my money. Get me one in that shiny metallic red with the Loki decklet spoiler. I highly recommend the Z07 package if you're a true track rat, but For me, Heavy can keep it, and all that extra carb. The base car is just that good. I would also happily buy a regular Z06 knowing that you can't get a better performance car for the money. $106,395 is a ton for anything on four wheels. But it's absolutely nothing in the context of what this thing can do. As I mentioned earlier, a base model Porsche 911, long held as one of the Corvette's closest rivals, is $107,550. Not the GT3, not the Turbo, not even the GTS or the F. The comparatively long in the tooth Audi R8 is off in the distance at $160,095, while the cheapest McLaren, the GT, costs $210,000. Ferraris and Lamborghinis, meanwhile, aren't even on the same price planet. Overview. This is the Corvette's defining moment. It hasn't been compared head-to-head with anything yet on a track. But after driving it, it's extremely safe. To repeat my earlier statement, this is the real deal. After years as the butt of jokes, the burger car, it has completed its arc. This isn't a supercar killer, it's a full-blown supercar. Its competition can't touch it simply because of its price, and in terms of quality, there's no asterisk anymore. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.